Hey, what's going on? Guess what time it is? It is book club time. Yes, we are reading The Compound Effect. Jumpstart Your Income, Your Life, Your Success by Darren Hardy. And I am Dr. J, currently a bronze director with pharmacy. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we're on chapter 2, and chapter 2 is pretty lengthy, so I'm not going to read the whole thing today. Okay, it's pretty lengthy. Yes, it is. So we're going to do 10 pages of it. We're going to talk about choices. We're going to talk about elephants that don't bite. That was going to be interesting. Thanksgiving year round. See what that's about. Owning 100%. Getting lucky. We're going to talk about the complete formula for getting lucky based off of this book. We're going to talk about the high price of tuition at the University of Hard Knocks. And then we're going to end it with your secret weapon. So you definitely want to stay tuned. So make sure you hit subscribe so that you can also find out when I continue more on chapter 2. So we're on page 23, and I'm going to read it to you. If you don't have this book, no worries, okay? Let's dig in. Chapter 2, Choices. We all come into this world the same, naked, scared, and ignorant. My daddy taught me ignorant is not a bad word. So many people will get offended off of that word. I think I was one of them at one time, but ignorant is not a bad word. It just means you don't know something. So we all come into the world the same, naked, scared, and ignorant. After that grand entrance, and some would argue we're not even ignorant. There's a lot you know. You know how to find that titty and get that milk when it's put up against your cheek. You know how to suck already. So there's some stuff actually you do know. Maybe that's not the best example, but you know how to poop already. You know how to pee already. You know how to use them lungs and cry already. So you're not completely ignorant, is my point. Let me just stick to the book. Jackie, stick to the book. Stick what's on the page. After that grand entrance, the life we end up with is simply an accumulation of all the choices we make. Our choices can be our best friend or our worst enemy. They can deliver us to our goals or send us orbiting into a galaxy far, far away. Think about it. Everything in your life exists because you first made a choice about something, especially after you got on your own, whatever age that was for you. Choices are at the root of every one of your results. You need to swallow that pill. Choices are at the root of every one of your results. Every choice starts a behavior that over time becomes a habit. Choosing poorly, and you just might find yourself back at the drawing board, forced to make new, often harder choices. Don't choose at all, and you've made the choice to be the passive receiver of whatever comes your way. In essence, you make your choices, and then your choices make you. Every decision, no matter how slight, alters the trajectory of your life. Whether or not to go to college, whom to marry, to have that last drink before you drive, to indulge in gossip or stay silent, to make one more prospecting call or call it a day, to say I love you or not. Every choice has an impact on the compound effect of your life. Of my life. This chapter is about becoming aware of and making choices that support the expansion of your life. Sounds complicated, but you'll be amazed by its simplicity. No longer will 99% of your choices be unconscious. No more will most of your daily routines and traditions come as a reaction to your programming. You'll ask yourself and be able to answer, How many of my behaviors have I not voted on? How many of my behaviors have I not voted on? I need to write that down. What? Make sure to like and subscribe. What am I doing that I didn't consciously choose to do, yet continue to do every day? I know one that I can think of. By employing the same idiot-proof strategies I've used to catapult my own life and career, strengthened by the compound effect, you'll be able to loosen the mysterious grip of the things that are unwinding your life and pulling you in the wrong direction. You'll be able to hit the pause button before stumbling into idiot territory. You'll experience the ease of making decisions that led to behaviors and habits that support you every time. Your biggest challenge isn't that you've intentionally been making bad choices. Heck, that would be easy to fix. Your biggest challenge is that you've been sleepwalking through your choices. Half the time, you're not even aware you're making them. Our choices are often shaped by our culture and upbringing. They can be so entwined in our routine behaviors and habits that they seem beyond our control. For instance, have you ever been going about your business, enjoying your life, when all of a sudden you made a stupid choice or series of small choices that ultimately sabotaged your hard work and momentum, all for no apparent reason? You didn't intend to sabotage yourself, but by not thinking about your decisions, weighing the risk and potential outcomes, you found yourself facing unintended consequences. Nobody intends to become obese, go through bankruptcy, or get a divorce, but often, if not always, those consequences are the result of a series of small, poor choices. Elephants don't bite. Have you ever been bitten by an elephant? How about a mosquito? One's way bigger. It's the little things in life that will bite you. Ooh. Occasionally, we see big mistakes threaten to destroy a career or reputation in an instant. The famous comedian who rants racial slurs during a stand-up routine, the drunken anti-Semitic antics of a once celebrated humanitarian, the anti-gay rights senator caught soliciting gay sex in a restroom, the admired female tennis player who uncharacteristically threatens an official with a tirade of expletives, cursing. Clearly, these types of poor choices have major repercussions. But even if you've pulled such a whopper in your past, it's not extraordinary, massive steps backwards or that tragic single moment that we're concerned with here. For most of us, it's the frequent, small, and seemingly inconsequential choices that are of grave concern. I'm talking about the decisions you think don't make any difference at all. It's the little things that inevitably and predictably derail your success. Whether they're boneheaded maneuvers, no biggie behaviors, or are disguised as positive choices, those are especially insidious. These seemingly insignificant decisions can completely throw you off course because you're not mindful of them. Mindfulness matters. You get overwhelmed, you space out, and are unaware of the little actions that take you way off course. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is getting good. The compound effect works all right. It always works. Remember, but in this case, it works against you because you're sleepwalking. Now, I've read this book before, but I'm in a totally different space. So there's so many nuggets that I am getting again, which is why I like print copy books. That's just me. For instance, you inhale a soda and a bag of potato chips. Not literally, but you just gulp it down. and suddenly realize only after you polished off the last chip that you blew an entire day of healthy eating and you weren't even hungry. You got caught up and lost 2 hours watching mindless TV. Scratch that. Let's give you some credit and make it an educational documentary. Before realizing you spaced on preparing for an important presentation to land a valuable client. You blurt out a knee-jerk lie to a loved one for no good reason when the truth would have worked just fine. What's going on? You've allowed yourself to make a choice without thinking, and as long as you're making choices unconsciously, you can't consciously choose to change that ineffective behavior and turn it into productive habits. It's time to wake up and make empowering choices. It's time to wake up. Type that in the comments. Wake up. Wake up. And then type, make empowering choices. So you can't just wake up. Once you wake up, then you have to make empowering choices. A lot of people are woke. Okay? They're woke. They woke up. But then make empowering choices. What are you going to do with that awakenness, that awareness, that wokeness, whatever you want to call it? That conscious space. Make empowering choices. All right, Thanksgiving year round. It's easy to point fingers at others, isn't it? I'm not getting ahead because of my lame boss. I would have gotten that promotion if it hadn't been for that backstabbing coworker. I'm always in a bad mood because my kids are driving me crazy. We're particularly gifted in the finger pointing department when it comes to our romantic relationships, where the other person is the one who needs to change. A few years back, a friend of mine was complaining about his wife. From my observation, she was a terrific lady, and he was lucky to have her. I told him as much, but he continued to point out all the ways she was responsible for his unhappiness. That's when I shared an experience that had literally changed my marriage. One Thanksgiving, I decided to keep a Thanksgiving journal for my wife. Every day for an entire year, I logged at least one thing I appreciated about her. This is a good nugget for you to do. It may not be a spouse, but it could be something appreciation about yourself. Okay? Write one thing down that you appreciate about yourself. Every day for a year, I logged at least one thing I appreciated about her, the way she interacted with her friends, how she cared for our dog, the fresh bed she prepared, a succulent meal she whipped up, or the beautiful way she styled her hair that day, whatever. I looked for the things my wife was doing that touched me or revealed attributes, characteristics, or qualities I appreciated. I wrote them all down secretly for the entire year. By the end of that year, I'd filled an entire journal. When I gave it to her the following Thanksgiving, she cried, calling it the best gift she'd ever received, even better than the BMW I'd given her for her birthday. The funny thing was that the person most affected by this gift was me. All that journaling forced me to focus on my wife's positive aspects. So if you do that for you, you know how much of a beast you'll be if you write down what you're appreciative of you every day. I'm going to do that one. Making a note now. Appreciation journal of self. It might be my next book out. Okay, so the funny thing was that the person most affected by this gift was me. All that journaling forced me to focus on my wife's positive aspects, or I could do it for my husband, right? I was consciously looking for all the things she was doing right. That heartfelt focus overwhelmed anything I might have otherwise complained about. Did y'all hear that? It overwhelmed anything he would have complained about. I fell deeply in love with her all over again, maybe even more than ever, as I was seeing subtleties in her nature and behavior instead of her more obvious qualities. My appreciation, my gratitude, my intention to find the best in her was something I held in my heart and eyes every day. This caused me to show up differently in my marriage, which of course made her respond differently to me. Soon I had even more things to write in my Thanksgiving journal. As a result of choosing to make a mere 5 minutes every day or so to document all the reasons why I was so grateful for her, we experienced one of the best years of our marriage, and it only gotten better. Yes. Let me pause for a moment and get something to drink. Okay. Now I don't remember where I left off, but oh well. That heartfelt focus overwhelmed anything I might have otherwise complained about. Okay, we read that. I fell deeply in love with her all over again, maybe even more than ever, as I was seeing subtleties in her nature and behavior instead of her more obvious qualities. My appreciation, gratitude, and intention to find the best in her was something I held in my heart and eyes each day. This caused me to show up differently in my heart, my marriage, which of course made her respond differently to me. Soon, I had even more things to write in my Thanksgiving journal as a result of choosing to take a mere 5 minutes every day or so to document all the reasons why I was so grateful for her. We experienced one of the best years of our marriage, and it's only gotten better. After I shared my experience, my friend decided to give a Thanksgiving journal about his wife. Within the first few months, he completely turned around his marriage, choosing to look for and focus on his wife's positive qualities. It changed his view of her, which changed how he interacted with her. As a result, she made different choices about the way she responded to him. The cycle perpetuated itself, or shall we say compounded. Use the gratitude assessment sheet on page 166 to bolster your abundance mindset, or download it at thecompoundeffect.com/free. Owning 100%. We are all self-made men and women, but only the successful take credit for it. Some people say you're God-made, right? I was 18 when I was introduced to the idea of personal responsibility at a seminar, and the concept completely transformed my life. If you threw out the rest of this book and only practiced this one concept within 2 to 3 years, the change in your life would be so great, your friends and family would have difficulty remembering the old you. In that seminar I attended at 18, the speaker asked, "What percentage of shared responsibilities do you have in making a relationship work?" I was a teenager, so wise in the ways of true love, of course I had all the answers. 50-50, I blurted out. It was so obvious both people must be willing to share the responsibility evenly, or someone's getting ripped off. 51-49, someone else yelled, arguing that you'd have to be willing to do more than the other person. Aren't relationships built on self-sacrifice and generosity? 80-20, yelled somebody else. The instructor turned to the easel and wrote 100/0 on the paper in big blue black letters. You have to be willing to give 100% with zero expectations of receiving anything in return, he said. Only when you're willing to take 100% responsibility for making the relationship work will it work. Otherwise, a relationship left to chance will always be vulnerable to disaster. Whoa. This wasn't what I was expecting, but I quickly understood how this concept could transform every area of my life. If I always took 100% responsibility for everything I experienced, completely owning all my choices and all the ways I respond to whatever happened to me, I held the power. Everything was up to me. I was responsible for everything I did. I was responsible for everything I didn't do. I was responsible for how I responded to what was done to me. I know you think you take responsibility for your life. I've yet to ask anybody who doesn't say, of course I take responsibility for my life. But then you look at how most people operate in the world. There's a lot of finger pointing, victimhood, blaming, and expecting someone else or the government to solve their problems. If you've ever blamed traffic for being late, or decided you are in a bad mood because of something your kid, spouse, or coworker did, you're not taking 100% responsibility responsibility, personal responsibility. You arrived late because the printer was busy. Maybe you shouldn't have waited until the last minute. Coworker messed up the presentation. Shouldn't you have double checked it yourself before delivering it? Not getting along with your unreasonable team. There are countless fantastic books and classes to help you learn how to deal. You alone are responsible for what you do, don't do, or how you respond to what's done to you. This empowering mindset revolutionized my life. Luck, circumstances, or the right situation wasn't what mattered. If it was to be, it was up to me. I was free to fly. No matter who was elected president, how badly the economy tanked, or what anybody said, did, or didn't do, I was still 100% in control of me. Let me read that again. No matter who is elected president, how badly the economy tanked, or what anybody said, did, or didn't do, I was still 100% in control of me. Through choosing to be officially liberated from past, present, and future victimhood, I'd hit the jackpot. I had the unlimited power to control my destiny. All right, getting lucky. Maybe you believe you're simply unlucky, but really that's just another excuse. The difference between becoming fabulous rich, happy and healthy, or broke, depressed and unhealthy is the choices you make throughout life. Nothing else will make the difference. Here's the thing about luck. We're all lucky. If you are on the right side of the dirt, have your health and a little food in your cupboard, you are incredibly lucky. Everyone has the opportunity to be lucky because beyond having the basics of health and substance, luck simply comes down to a series of choices. When I asked Richard Branson if he felt luck played a part in his success, he answered, yes, of course. We are all lucky. If you live in a free society, you are lucky. Luck surrounds us every day. We are constantly having lucky things happen to us, whether you recognize it or not. I have not been any more lucky or unlucky than anyone else. The difference is when luck came my way, I took advantage of it. Spoken like a man knighted with wisdom. While we're on the topic, it's my belief that the old adage we often hear, luck is when opportunity meets preparation, isn't enough. I believe there are two critical components to luck. The complete formula for getting lucky. Preparation, personal growth, which is what we're doing here with the book club, plus your attitude, which is belief and mindset, plus opportunity, a good thing coming your way, plus action, doing something about it, equals luck. It's hard work. That's what I call it. I call it hard work. Some people call it luck. I guess luck makes it flow, right? It comes to you in a flow. Preparation. By consistently improving and preparing yourself, your skills, knowledge, expertise, relationships, and resources, you have the wherewithal to take advantage of great opportunities when they arise. When luck strikes. Then you could be like Arnold Palmer, who told Success Magazine in February of 2009, it's a funny thing, the more I practice, the luckier I get. Preparation. Number 2, attitude. This is where luck evades most people and where Sir Richard is spot on with his belief that luck is all around us. It's simply a matter of seeing situations, seeing conversations, and seeing circumstances as fortuitous. You cannot see what you don't look for, and you cannot look for what you don't believe in. Ooh, that's good. That's deep. That's going to take some marinating a little bit. Put your thinking cap, might need to write that one down. You can't see what you don't look for, and you cannot look for what you don't believe in. Number, where are we on? 3, opportunity. It's possible to make your own luck, but the luck I'm talking about here isn't planned for, or it comes faster or different than expected. In this stage of the formula, luck isn't forced. It's a natural occurrence and it often shows up seemingly on its own accord. That's opportunity, according to the compound effect. Okay. We learned something here today. Make sure you like and subscribe. We almost to the end. Stay with me. Come on now. Action. This is where you come in. However, this is for action. This luck was delivered to you from the universe, God, the lucky charm leprechaun, or whoever or whatever you associate delivering your good fortune. I'll take God. It's now your job to act on it. This is what separates the Richard Bransons from the Joseph Wallsteins. Joseph who? Exactly. You've never heard of him. That's because he failed to take action on all the lucky things that happened to him. Man. So no more whining about the cards you were dealt, the great defeats you suffered, or any other circumstances. Countless people have more disadvantages and greater obstacles than you, and yet they're wealthier and more fulfilled. Luck is an equal opportunity distributor, according to The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Lady Luck shines on us all. God shines on us all. Let me rephrase that one. But rather than having your umbrella overhead, you've got to have your face to the sky. So you can't block your blessing. When it comes down to it, it's all you, baby. There's no other way around it. All right, we got two more. The high price of tuition at University of Hard Knocks. Let me get some lemon water. Nearly a decade ago, I was asked to be a partner in a new startup venture. I invested a considerable sum of money into the deal and worked tirelessly on it for nearly 2 years before finding out that my partner had mismanaged and squandered all the cash. I lost more than $330,000. I didn't try to sue him. In fact, I lent him more money later for a personal situation. The bottom line was the loss was my fault. I had agreed to be his partner without doing enough due diligence in his background and personal character. During our time in business, I wasn't expecting what I was expecting. I wasn't inspecting what I was expecting. I could justify it by saying I trusted him, but the truth was I was guilty of being lazy by not watching the finances more diligently. Not only had I made the choice to start this relationship in business, but I also made many choices to ignore obvious red flags and warning signs because I chose to not be completely responsible for the business. In the end, I was responsible for the results. When I learned the wrongdoings, I chose not to lose any more time fighting it. Instead, I licked my wounds, learned my lesson, and moved on. In hindsight, I'd make the same choice to pick up and move on again today. I now challenge you to do the same. No matter what has happened to you, to me, take complete responsibility for it. Good or bad, victory or defeat, own it. My mentor, Jim Rohn, said, the day you graduate from childhood to adulthood is the day you take full responsibility for your life. Today is graduation day. From this day forward, choose to be 100% responsible for your life. Eliminate all your excuses. Embrace the fact that you are freed by your choices. As long as you assume personal responsibility for them, it's time to make the choice to take control. Here's the last one. Your secret weapon, your scorecard. This is 2A because we're not going to finish the whole second chapter. So we're on the last 9-10 page that we're reading. I'm about to walk you through one of the single greatest strategies. So if you listen to the end, you're going to get some good stuff. Make sure you like and subscribe. So this is for you who stayed to the end. I'm about to walk you through one of the single greatest strategies I've ever used in personal development. This strategy helps me take control of the choices I make throughout the day, causing everything else to fall into place and leading to behaviors and actions that shepherd my habits into line like dutiful, loyal minions. Right this moment, pick an area of your life where you want to be successful. Do you want more money in the bank, a trimmer waistline, the strength to compete in an Ironman event, a better relationship with your spouse or kids? Picture where you are in that area right now. Now picture where you want to be, richer, thinner, happier, you name it. The first step towards change is awareness. If you want to get from where you are to where you want to be, you have to start by becoming aware of the choices that led you away from your desired designation. Become very conscious of every choice you make today so you can begin to make smarter choices moving forward. To help you become aware of your choices, I want you to track every action that relates to the area of your life you want to improve. If you've decided you want to get out of debt, you're going to track every penny you pull from your pocket. If you decided you want to lose weight, you're going to track everything you put into your mouth. If you decided to train for an athletic event, you're going to track every step you take, every workout you do. Simply carry around a notebook, something you'll keep in your pocket or purse at all times, and a writing instrument. You're going to write it all down every day without fail. No excuses, no exceptions, as if Big Brother's watching you, as if my dad and I will come and make you do 100 push-ups every time you miss. Doesn't sound like much, I know, writing things down on a little piece of paper, but tracking my progress and missteps is one of the reasons I've accumulated the success I have. The process forces you to be conscious of your decisions. But as Jim Rohn would say, what's simple to do is also simple not to do. The magic is not in the complexity of the task. The magic is in doing the same things repetitively, repeatedly, and long enough to ignite the miracle of the compound effect. So, be aware of neglecting the simple things that make the big things in your life possible. The big difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people are willing to do what unsuccessful people are not. Remember that. Successful people are willing to do what unsuccessful people are not. It will come in handy many times throughout life when faced with a difficult, tedious, or tough choice. And we're on page 35 in chapter 2 of The Compound Effect, Jumpstart Your Income, Your Life, Your Success by Darren Hardy, publisher of Success Magazine. Until next time, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed anything from this, please feel free to share this out with others. Thank you so much. I'm Dr. J, and you guys have an amazing rest of your day.